I'm Savannah Sellers-Joe's off this morning, so you just got me. We begin with the latest on the House GOP impeachment inquiry into President Biden. Republicans questioned the president's brother, James Biden, yesterday for about 8 hours behind closed doors. That meeting took place just 24 hours after Alexander Smirnov, who Republicans had said was key to the inquiry, was charged with providing false information about the Biden family. False information that prosecutors claim it came from Russian intelligence officials. For his part, Smirnov's attorneys say he plans to fight the charges, but Democrats are calling for an end to the inquiry.
It's been a wild goose chase built on conspiracy theory and lies from the beginning, and now we know that Russian intelligence operatives were behind creating the propaganda and disinformation at the very foundation of this investigation. So I think it's time for Chairman Comer and the Republicans to fold up the circus tent, and we should get back to work for the American people.
For more, we're joined by NBC News congressional correspondent Julie Sirkin. Julie, good morning. So let's start with that closed-door interview with the president's brother. What were House Republicans focused on, and what were your big takeaways?
That's a great question, Savannah. Good morning. It's so good to be with you. James Biden testified for hours yesterday behind closed doors. This is kind of the run-of-the-mill procedure we've seen with House Republicans looking to impeach the president. The thing is, though, James Biden came in there and told House Republicans and House Democrats that his brother, Joe Biden, the president, had no involvement in his business dealings. He said he kept his personal relationship with his brother separate from his 50-year career in various businesses. Of course, this pokes a hole in Republicans' central argument, who have tried to prove over the last several months that President Biden had benefited financially from these business relationships that both his brother and his son Hunter have had, Savannah.
So this is all playing out against the backdrop of the arrest of Alexander Smirnov, as I mentioned. Just put in context how crucial he was to this whole impeachment inquiry in the first place.
This was really House Republicans' star witness, if you will. This is what they based and who they based pretty much their entire impeachment foundation into the president on. Obviously, these revelations, especially that Smirnov was getting this information from Russian officials, it calls everything into question. But Jim Jordan said just yesterday that this quote, in his words, fundamentally does not change the case, does not change the facts and evidence that Republicans are pursuing. Still, though, it's been many months. Republicans have not been able to connect any of these dots. They are still willing, by having James Biden, for example, yesterday sit behind closed doors for hours, having others in the future to pursue their impeachment inquiry. The question is, because of all these poked holes in their argument, will there even be enough votes to formalize this inquiry, to formalize the impeachment articles against the president? That really does remain to be seen.
We know House Republicans are moving forward with their impeachment inquiry. Where do things go from here?
Yeah, well, next week on February 28th, they're going to sit down with Hunter Biden, the president's son, behind closed doors. Obviously, he's facing a slew of charges. There's a special counsel investigation looking into it. All of those tax and gun charges unrelated to anything that President Biden had done. But still, this is the committee. This is Republicans trying to connect the dots, if you will, trying to see if there's any evidence linking the business dealings of Joe Biden's son, of his brother, of any of his family or business associates with anything that he could have profited from while in office. The thing is, though, Jim Jordan admitted yesterday, he's admitted many times before, that these are events that happened before Biden was in the White House. This is when he was vice president, even his time as senator. So it's not really clear how they're going to use impeachment, of course, to go to those high crimes and misdemeanors, to meet that threshold when they're looking at events before Biden even took the White House. But still, they're going to push on because they've certainly promised a lot and they hope to deliver on it.
All right, Julie Sirkin, thank you so much. Well, there's another Biden family member making headlines this morning. New documents show that the Biden family dog, Commander, bit Secret Service agents on at least 24 occasions over a 9-month period. The documents were revealed from Freedom of Information requests and first reported by CNN. They say the agents were bitten on the wrist, chest, thigh, and shoulder, and revealed the Secret Service changed their tactics around the German Shepherd to, quote, give lots of room. Commander was removed from the White House in October after one agent needed medical treatment for a severe bite. A White House spokesperson said the environment, quote, simply proved too much for Commander. Well, this morning there's been a leadership shakeup at Boeing. Of course, this is less than 2 months after a panel blew out of one of its jets mid-flight during an Alaska Airlines flight. Boeing's CEO announced Ed Clark, the head of its 737 MAX program, is leaving the company effective immediately. Kate Ringgold, vice president of 737 delivery operations, will take his place. Boeing also named Elizabeth Lund to a newly created position of senior vice president of quality for the commercial airplane unit. This is the first significant staffing change we've seen since that January 5th accident. Well, the family of a Russian-American dual national detained in Russia has been speaking out about her plight. L.A. resident Ksenia Karelina, stands accused of treason for allegedly donating money in support of Ukraine. Her U.S. employer said she donated $51.80 to a Ukrainian charity, but the authorities have not confirmed that. NBC News international correspondent Josh Letterman joins us now for more on this. Josh, good morning. So what is the latest on her situation, and what did we hear from her family?
Well, hey, good morning, Savannah. The court in the region where Ksenia Karelina is being held has just announced a hearing for next Thursday, so a week from today. But that is expected to take place behind closed doors and really just to focus on whether to keep her detained while this case goes forward. So unlikely to get into the substance of the case. But in the meantime, the U.S. government is warning there may not be that much they can do to help her because Russia does not recognize her U.S. citizenship, dual citizenship. But in the meantime, we're also hearing now from her boyfriend about what she thinks about her Russian identity. Take a listen.
She's so proud to be Russian. I mean that, like, she is so proud to be Russian. And she doesn't watch the news. She doesn't intervene with anything about the war. And she's proud to be Russian. And we never spoke about it. Like, she doesn't want to speak about it. She's just like, you know, like I said, if you saw how happy she was to go home, she did not have a worry in her world. She did not, for the life of it, think that she would be in this situation.
Now, Karelina's boyfriend also says that she arrived in Russia last month to visit her grandmother and was actually detained immediately at the airport, but then was eventually released. He said several weeks later she went back to get her cell phone from authorities who were holding on to it, and that was the last time that he heard from Ksenia Karelina.
There's also been this new war of words between Moscow and Washington. The Kremlin is hitting back at President Biden after he called President Putin a, quote, crazy SOB at a fundraising event last night. What's going on here?
Yeah, so the Kremlin says that President Biden, frankly, sounds like he's trying to be a Hollywood cowboy and is challenging the U.S. to put up any evidence of times when President Putin has used similarly, as they call it, boorish language to describe the U.S. president. But what is clear here is that relations between the U.S. and Russia are really at quite a low, and this is just the latest example of, as we see these multiple incidents involving Navalny, involving this ballerina, other incidents around the world, as well as the 2-year anniversary coming up of the war of Ukraine, just how bad things are between Washington and Moscow right now, Savannah.
So, Josh, we know the White House is planning to announce a new round of sanctions on Russia tomorrow. This comes after the European Union approved its own package of measures. What are they imposing, and do we know what the U.S. package is going to look like?
Not exactly, but the U.S. has said that this package coming out tomorrow will involve sanctions that are not only tied to Navalny's killing, but also to the 2-year anniversary of the war in Ukraine that is coming up. And they've also signaled that those sanctions are likely to involve Russia's military-industrial complex. In other words, going after Russia's ability to keep manufacturing the weapons that it needs to continue the war in Ukraine. But frankly, behind the scenes, U.S. officials have been fairly candid that they're kind of tapped out on sanctions on Russia after so many years of trying to punish Russia through these economic penalties. Russia has really sought to bulletproof its economy against Western-imposed sanctions. And so while this is going to be important symbolically, it may not have a huge economic impact for President Putin or for his government. Savannah.
All right, Josh, thank you very much. Well, staying with the war in Ukraine, NBC's chief foreign correspondent Richard Engel spoke with women fighting in the Ukrainian military about their experiences. Here's that report.
When Russia invaded Ukraine 2 years ago, it was a call to arms for Ukrainian men and women. In the capital, Kyiv, Andriana Susak made the hardest decision a mother can face, putting her 6-year-old son on a train for a safer area before she headed to the front lines along with her husband.
А ти мене 15 разів потямаєш? Ну, один раз. Один.
Ukraine was expected to lose the war, so it could have been a forever goodbye. But Susak was determined that her son not live under Russian occupation.
Between death and freedom for my son, I choose death.
Many other Ukrainian women made the same choice. And now Ukraine has more women deployed in combat than any other nation. 43,000 women in service, 18,000 of them with young children. It's all the more remarkable because women are not drafted in Ukraine, but must volunteer. A soldier codenamed Mavka and Halina Lutikova have faced intense combat and some sexism from male soldiers, which they say only motivates them.
I will show them that I can do it even better than people around me. And now I teach them.
Mavka is a sniper and drone operator. Lutikova is a combat medic.
What's it like now, 2 years into this war?
You know, we are really tired, but then you understand why you're fighting. Our destination, it's too important for us.
What would you say to our viewers, particularly women?
Russia is the evil right now. I think it's unfair that we have such a neighbor. And we need your help, guys. We need your help.
Andriana Susak was injured when her vehicle rolled over a landmine, but returned to the front line and is still fighting today in the Special Forces.
If we will not have a victory, our children or grandchildren will fight again for their independence and freedom.
Our thanks to Richard Engel for that report, and we'll have more out of Ukraine in the next hour. We turn now to the 2024 presidential race. Democrats are hoping abortion rights will be one of the top issues that is going to drive voters to the polls in November. And as Election Day approaches, some Republicans are now taking a softer stance on the topic. NBC News correspondent Stephanie Gosk has more.
West Point grad and Purple Heart recipient Sam Brown will most likely be the Republican candidate for Senate in swing state Nevada. The Democrats are already attacking.
But extremists like Sam Brown have fought to strip away women's rights.
In an interview with NBC News' Natasha Korecki, Brown clarifying where he stands on abortion.
I would not support a federal abortion ban.
In Nevada, abortion is legal up to 24 weeks.
I'm not here to try and change anything about our existing law.
His position shaped, he says, by his wife's experience.
I just felt like I was all by myself, processing this major event all by myself.
In 2008, at age 24, former Army Lieutenant Amy Brown got an abortion. A decision she now regrets that she says left her shattered. Soon after, she met Sam.
He's helped me process it with compassion and with empathy.
The former Army captain suffered severe burns from an IED in Afghanistan. Amy was his dietitian, helping him recover, while at the same time, she says, he was helping her.
Women should always feel loved, supported. Part of that support is knowing that there are other options beyond abortion.
Brown, like most Republicans, supports the overturning of Roe v. Wade, which has become a major political challenge and is largely to blame for the party's lackluster midterm results. Now abortion is front and center again in this election.
We need to make sure that we're caring for women during pregnancy and after pregnancy.
Republicans, in some places, changing the message. Stephanie Gosk, NBC News.
Well, if you're having issues with your cell phone service this morning, you're not alone. Outages are being reported. According to outage tracking website downdetector.com, AT&T saw its outages peak at 32,000 around 4:30 this morning. Down Detector says T-Mobile also experienced outages. Let's get you some weather. A mix of rain and snow is headed towards the northeast. We're going to get your forecast with Angie Lastman, who's here in studio. Hey, Angie, good morning.
Hey, Savannah. Good morning to you. Thank God now I know why my phone wasn't working. I just found this out with everybody else. Okay, the more you know. Hey, when it comes to the forecast, we do have some soggy conditions across parts of the Midwest. The Northeast is going to get in on the action here. The Mid-Atlantic, parts of the Appalachians, all of us are going to start to see some rain and potentially a wintry mix working through. It's kind of a mess of a system right now, but it's going to be a quick mover. so we're not going to have to deal with this for very long. Still, though, could be some wet roads on your commute this morning and even this afternoon and even tomorrow in some spots. Let's show you those spots. We've got parts of the Northeast and New England dealing with some of these kind of showers across places like Western Pennsylvania. You move a little farther north into portions of New York, and that's where we have a little bit of snow, especially in the higher elevations and potentially a wintry mix. The farther south you go, Pittsburgh and really south into portions of Tennessee, that's where we'll see mainly rain. But again, could be slower on that commute this morning and even into this evening. By tomorrow, remember I said it's a quick mover? It sure is. It's off the coast by the time we get into the afternoon hours. So we really just have to deal with it for the first half of your Friday. One thing to note, we'll see some of these winds coming off the lake. They're going to be chilly, so that means we'll still have the potential to see some of that lake effect snow. Places like Maine, near the lakes, that's where we'll watch for that. If you're wondering about accumulation, snow doesn't look too great. Rain, though, we'll have maybe an inch or so in some of the higher areas, but otherwise widespread, we're talking 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. Snowfall, remember I said it doesn't look too great? This is it, really. An inch maybe in places like Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. Otherwise, not expecting a whole lot from this system as we roll closer to March. Here's the deal, though, for the weekend. We've got the system that I just mentioned for your Friday, but look everywhere else. Plenty of sunshine, mild highs. Savannah, these temperatures in the southern plains, they're going to feel way more like spring. We're talking 70s for a lot of folks across Texas. The good news is dry conditions out west. I know people in California are super thankful for that. And it lasts not just Saturday and Friday, but also into Sunday, too. Plenty of sunshine across the country for Sunday. I mean, looks like a sunny Sunday to me, and near record temperatures in some spots.
There you go. And California really needs it.
They
my
do.
Goodness.
They're going to have much drier conditions for an extended period. So
that is good to hear. All right, Angie, thanks.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.